Pokémon is kinda like Yu-Gi-Oh! But actually, it's something completely different. At least for us, our parents would say, "Is that Naruto? Is that Naruto? Ah, Pico. Nice." Yeah. Wait. In Pokémon, there's basically one goal. Capture as many creatures as you can and make them fight each other until you become the very best, like no one ever was. So, who among you used to play Pokémon cards? I didn't. In my school it was all about Yu-Gi-Oh! But the card games, just like the two anime, were completely different. However, Pokémon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Do have something in common. They both have a pretty innocent anime and a way more brutal manga. And I just don't get it. Why do they have 25 seasons with 23 movies, Pokémon generations, Misty vs Charizard, and no adaptation of the manga? For so many seasons it's always been Ash, over 1200 episodes. Ash is all well and good, but how about Red? Keinen Scheiß, du Hu! Red is such a boss. Everyone probably still remembers that moment when he absorbed Luffy's pain on Duelist Kingdom. While Ash just... Yeah, I know, there's Pokémon Origins, which is more about the game and where Red is the main character. For 4 entire episodes. Sheesh. That's why today I'm comparing Ash's adventure in the anime with Red's adventure in the manga. Anime. Ash starts his journey when he's 10 years old. Imagine when you were in the 4th or 5th grade, you're supposed to travel the world and battle monsters with your own monsters, and also you have to collect some badges and stuff. Ash's first gym battle was, as we all know, against the gym leader Brock. No warm-up, he just dove right into it, facing off against Brock.
Look at that, that guy is an animal!
Then there's Ash's ability to assess things well. This is a gym where the gym leader only uses ground-type Pokémon. Alright, Pikachu, you're perfect for this! Use Thunderbolt! Oh! In the first battle, Ash was probably more optimistic than Keeper's dream of becoming Hokage. The series is even called Naruto! It's obvious you won't make it. Quite different from here, because Ash can still believe in himself. After all, this anime was named after him. So, Pokémon. Oh, brother, this doesn't look good. But still, Ash didn't give up and wanted to give it another shot, because all good things are famously red pandas. In the second duel, Ash was about to lose again until the sprinkler system kicked on, making Onix a little wet, and Pikachu could deal double damage with its Thunderbolt and came out on top. Hold on, Thundershock doesn't do any damage, so it actually should... Nice.
Manga.
In the manga, the whole deal is totally different. I mean, it's all in black and white. Not animated or anything, and you actually gotta read it! Here too, Red sets out from his home in Peloton at a very young age. The gym battle goes a bit differently for Red. In Brock's gym, just like in the game, he had to first battle a trainer. In the battle between Red's Poliwhirl and the opponent's Graveler, it was frozen mid-air with an ice beam, and when it came crashing back down, it shattered into dozens of pieces. That's when you need
Flex tape!
Then the battle against Brock, where Red had to use his Pikachu. At first, Pikachu wasn't interested and just dodged Onix's attacks. But when it finally got hit by a rock, it really got pissed off. He gave it second thoughts and attacked Red for no reason. It must have made Red think, can you actually put Pokemon to sleep? After Onix almost smashed Pikachu with a full body slam and Red saved this little thing, it finally saw Red as a friend. So, with all their batteries recharged, they dive back into the fight. A Thunderbolt on Onix, and that thing shatters into many pieces. Ah, come on, a little glue here and there, and it will be good as new, or something. Anime. In the game, Lavender Town was already pretty awesome with its music. I mean, the conversations and, well, The music really set the mood. But in the anime it was kinda... well... It's late at night when our friends thought it would be fun to visit the Pokémon Tower. Guys, the Pokémon Tower is supposed to be crawling with ghosts. Are you up for it? Absolutely. I'm 10 years old. Right. Where did he suddenly come from?
Hey Leute, ja Olli mal wieder am Start.
So, first they break and enter, armed with a candle. Then they got trolled big time by Ghastly, Haunter and Gengar. So those three can't stop laughing and the other three just run back out. Ash goes back in solo to fly around like a ghost with Haunter and then buddy up with it. Nothing really paranormal or scary. That's pretty much how it went.
Manga.
In the manga, the Pokémon Tower is a whole different story. In the game and that 4-episode anime, they gave us a little taste, like that hand on the shoulder and at the crutch. But the manga said, nah, that's too soft. Pokémon is for men who ain't afraid of anything or anyone. Well, except maybe the Teletubbies, but that's totally justified. So, Red heads out to the Pokémon Tower in the rain, where Blue, or Gary, seems to have gone missing for 2 whole weeks. Inside, there's a graveyard, and the fog rolls in, bringing those dead Pokémon back to life. They start wandering around, itching for a battle, and during the fight, their body starts falling apart. Haha, that Psyduck looks at me. That's just a skeleton with teeth. And that probably tastes good. But those dead Pokémon can't leave the fog, so the fog's gotta be the trigger. Red decides to channel his inner Sam and Dean to exorcise that fog, but it's got an ace up its sleeve. Blue's under its control, and he lets Charizard turn up the heat. But Red also knows how to handle that situation. He doesn't go after Blue, who's just caught in the crossfire, but he goes straight for the fog, that Ghastly, and politely tells it,
get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Then he pulls off a really smart move. He sucks Ghastly right into his Bulbasaur and blasts it out of the building with a solar beam. Anime. This is one of them forbidden, never aired episodes. But guess what? We'll watch it anyway. In Japan, they had the Safari Zone, where our friends got 30 Safari Balls and used them efficiently by catching 30 Taurus. The most dangerous thing in the Safari Zone here wasn't the Pokémon you were supposed to catch without the help of other Pokémon, leaving you somewhat defenseless. But the biggest threat was the guy in charge, who managed his business with gunpowder. If someone didn't follow the rules, he would casually threaten to shoot the visitors. Well, at least that's what he claimed, but Team Rocket is still alive and kicking, and they didn't miss out on this adventure either.
Manga.
In the manga, the Safari Zone is something else. Here too, Red's gotta make it on his own, catching wild Pokémon in the zone, and most importantly, survive without their help. It's like one big survival test where instead of you catching Pokémon, these shitheads catch you and want to make you their meal. Red ran into Nidoking right off the bat because he accidentally caught a Nidoqueen. Catching Nidoking wasn't a walk in the park either. It kept knocking away Pokeballs and rocks just made it angrier. After that, there was an immediate showdown with the Victory Bell that wanted Red as kinda of a dessert, and it almost succeeded in bathing him in its acid. Well, that didn't quite work out, so Victory Bell wanted to use him for an evolution ceremony with some little Bellsprout and Weepinbell, along with a few mice and birds, all set up like a buffet. Lucky for Red, the visitors are being watched by a RoboPG who could provide the perfect distraction for him to make a getaway thanks to Red's trusty Pokeflute. At least for a little while. Once again, that Nidoking shows up and starts a fight with the Victory Bell. Red seizes the moment, first catching Victory Bell, then Nidoking. And well, there are still plenty of other Pokemon who ain't too happy with him. But it wouldn't be Red if he couldn't just tame them all and chill together. Anime. In the anime, Ash actually encountered Misty even before getting his first gym badge. She showed up right in the very first episode. Ash stole her bike, which then got wrecked because of these little Spearow fuckers. So he owes her a bike, and we all know how expensive those bikes are in the world of Pokémon. Anyway, Ash Pikachu was in rough shape and they had to escape from the Spearow army. Whether Misty might have been left behind as the next victim, Ash didn't seem to give a damn. Or maybe it was all part of the plan? Well, ever since then, those two have been hanging around together for a good while, stuck at the age of 10 forever, just like folks who are stuck at the age of 10 forever.
Manga.
Here the first encounter played out totally different. First off, Red already had his first gym badge. And it wasn't Red in danger, but Misty. She was fighting with a rampaging Gyarados and ended up with a pretty nasty arm injury. You see, in the manga, trainers have to take a hit too. Wild Pokémon don't really care if you're a Pokémon or a trainer. With Bulbasaur's help, the two managed to weaken the Gyarados and Red caught it. Then they teamed up for a bit, but their paths split after Red got his second gym badge. But they reunite later when, this time, it was Red in a tight spot. He was attacked underwater by a Dragonite, seemed to think he was some kind of fishman, got his leg stuck and, well, came close to meeting his maker. That is, until Misty saved him with Gyarados and Starmie. Anime. You know, in the anime, there ain't even anything close to what's about to go down in the manga. The closest thing might be when Team Rocket used some contraption to make a Magikarp evolve, and BAM! We got the red Gyarados. Yeah, that's actually pretty darn similar.
Manga.
So, when Red and Misty fought against Team Rocket at Mount Moon, one of them thought they could take the duo down with their Rhyhorn. Ha! Rhyhorn! That thing went down quicker than Sakura in Naruto Classic. So the Team Rocket fella decides to jab Rhyhorn with a needle and BAM! It turns into Rhydon.
Erhöht das Krebsrisiko, ganz klar, aber scheiß drauf, weil es muss wirken.
With his new body, he slams Misty right into the wall, knocks her out cold, storms on Red's little Pikachu so they can separate the two groups with a boulder. But seriously, what in the world was that? Steroids? Liquid rare candy? Anime. Zapdos, the lightning. Articuno, the ice. And Moltres, the world's biggest roasted chicken. In the anime, these three legendary birds are only really hunted down in the second movie, well, more like captured to lure out Lugia to further capture it. But they break free, go berserk because some mystical wisdom stones aren't where they should be, have a brawl with Lugia, and in the end, everything turns out fine. In the series itself, these three hardly show up at all. And I will never forget how many damn Ultra Balls I needed for those three fuckers. Even when they were practically asleep, with just 1 HP left, and I kept offering them the coolest Ultra Ball around. Those shitheads.
Manga.
Alright, so the deal with the three legendary birds is totally different here. Team Rocket actually pulled it off and successfully captured the three, splitting them between their three higher ranking members. But that's not really the crazy part. Yeah, I know, Team Rocket is clearly more successful and especially more influential here than in the anime, since they're actually getting stuff done. However, when the three birds were down, one of the members managed to grab all of them and combined them into one using a magical ball. No joke, they could only do that because they've been running all sorts of crazy experiments in the manga, whether it was on an Eevee or as previously mentioned on a Rhyhorn. Anime. So in the Indigo League, Ash didn't take the championship and he didn't even get to go head to head with Gary for a proper Pokemon battle. You probably remember that last fight at the end of Season 2. It was basically just a Pikachu against Eevee 101. Would have been way cooler to see Charizard go up against someone like Nidoqueen, right? In the league itself, Gary got eliminated way too early and Ash only managed to crack the top 16 before getting sent home by Richie. But let me tell you, that battle was legendary for sure.
Manga.
So things are a whole different game here. In the semis, we got Red and Blue facing each other, basically the manga versions of Ash and Gary. Then there's Green going up against Professor Oak. Oak's battle was also pretty solid. He confronts Green about her past, hands her a Pokédex, fully acknowledges her as a legit trainer, and even wins the battle. But let me tell you, that fight's got nothing on Red vs Blue. That battle was next level awesome. The trainers were all in, giving it their all, heart and soul. The manga portrayed the fight with so many twists and a ton of strategy. You would even think Blue was gonna take it home, but ends up losing to the power of friendship. Then in the finals, Red doesn't even have to battle against Oak. He's crowned right away. Red's just the real MVP, and Oak knows it. Oh boy, I still remember the shock of battling Red the first time in the Silver and Gold games. You just walk up to the guy, no clue of what will happen, and he will totally wreck you. Something the next gen probably never will get to experience. But that's it again with this video. Stay tuned because part 2 and 3 will follow up soon. I hope you enjoyed it, and what do you think about the differences in the manga? Write it down in the comments. That's it again from me. We'll see us next time, so take care my friends.